Ciao, kumusta? My name is Victor, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the 7Artisans 12mm T2.9 wide-angle lens. Now, I've been testing this lens out for a month now, and that so far, I have a very specific use case for this lens, and that it's one of the reasons why I love this lens so much. In this video, we are still going to cover the pros and cons of this lens in and out, and we're going to answer if this lens is the best budget wide-angle cinema lens in the market. Okay, let's talk about image quality. Now, the image quality that's coming out of this lens is pretty good, especially considering the price point. The sharpness is actually pretty good as well. This is a very neutral looking, it's a more clinical looking footage compared to what we had reviewed. This is the 35mm full frame version of their Cine lens, and in that review we figured out that it has more of a vintage characteristics versus a more clinical look. This gives you a more neutral tone. This one gives you a warmer cast. Now, we've tested out the chromatic aberrations on this thing as well. I don't see a lot. It's very minimal, to be quite honest, and that I really don't know if there's anything else to test with the chromatic aberrations so far with the sample images and sample footage. I don't see a lot. Close up, wide angle, doesn't matter. I don't see a lot. Now, let's talk about the build quality of this lens. This lens is built like a tank, and it's very solid. It's got some weight to it, very similar to the build quality of their full frame lineup, which I would assume it's the same construction. Everything's solid. The aperture ring is quite great, and the focus ring has a 270-degree throw, so you can really dial in your focus on this one. Now, one of the bad things about these 7Artisans Cine lenses, at least on my copies, is the focus breathing. Now, the last 7Artisans lens that we have tested also suffers from really strong focus breathing. This one does it too. And I mean, for a budget Cine lens, you're gonna have to compromise on some things given that it's only $320. Now, there's two ways to combat focus breathing. Is one, doing it in post, which I quite don't know how to do. You can just try and Google it. I'm sure there's gonna be a tutorial. Or you can slowly focus rack instead of trying to do super close and then super far like what we've done before. It kind of just hides it, and also add a little bit of movement on there so that the focus breathing is quite hidden. Now, one of the best things that this lens can offer is the minimum focus distance, and it's not about really the minimum focus distance, it's about how you use this lens with the minimum focus distance, which, to tell you now, it's very close. It's less than 2 inches, I believe, and that you can get really creative with it, and I've never really done it before, and this is my specific use case for this. We can now do really cool POV shots of things super close up. Now, I'm excited to try this lens out to different kinds of work that I can do, and I'm definitely going to use this for that specific use case because it just offers a really cool perspective that you don't see in a lot of videos. Well, I mean, you see it in some videos, but you really have to plan the shots to make it work for this type of perspective. But anyways, it's one of my favorite things, and I really got so excited about it. And I can't wait to put this new perspective into my new upcoming videos, maybe for my production work or on this YouTube channel. So you're gonna see a lot more of that. All right, so enough with my excitement about the new perspective coming from this lens. I want to talk about what if you put this on a full frame lens. So I've put this on my A7 IV, and that with the active stabilization, I think that's about 1.1 times crop. And then you use clear image zoom, about 1.2 times crop. Total, you have about 1.3 times crop on the A7 IV, and it covers full frame. That's it. We don't need to go all the way to 1.5 times crop like with the FX30. and you get more field of view with this one than your normal crop mode, which is great. I love that APS-C lenses you can use on full frame, and you just need to crop just a little bit to fully utilize the sensor. Now, if you guys want to see how wide 12mm is compared to other lenses, here's some comparison. This is the 12mm field of view, and this is the 17mm field of view, and you can see the massive difference between the two. It's only 5mm difference, but oh man, like 12mm, it's such a wide angle. Now this is the 30mm field of view. This is the Sigma 30mm field of view, and that hits very tight on your crop sensor. Now, if you do need a wide angle with autofocus, Sony has you covered. You just need to add $180 from this price point, and now you can get the Sony 11mm f1.8. And although I personally don't have experience with the Sony, I've seen some stellar reviews and the autofocus is quite great. So I don't have any doubts with that. Overall, I think this is a really good budget wide-angle Cine lens for APS-C or Super 35 sensors. It's $320 and it packs a punch, especially on image quality. I just want to make a quick update about this channel, and that we have currently reached 16,000 subscribers, and that's crazy amount of growth for the past couple months. My goal this year was actually 15,000 subscribers by the end of December, and I'm really surprised that we've reached 16,000 in quite a short amount of time. I just want to thank everyone who recently subscribed to the channel, and also a big thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel since earlier this year when I started taking YouTube a little bit more seriously. And yeah, it's been just a wild ride, and I'm super excited on where things are going. It's a small community that we're building, and feel free to join the Discord group where creatives in our little community just chat and talk about things, photo and video, and that to share some of their work and get some critique, feedback from other creatives, and also troubleshoot some things just in case there's issues that come up during your productions. And also, since there's a holiday season, I'm doing a small giveaway again, maybe around mid-December, and I'll announce that in one of the videos coming up. Definitely watch out for comments that ask you to add a Telegram account. I do not own a Telegram account, nor I would announce the winners with the comments. It's usually a video or my personal email. So just watch out, check the name, check the channel, check the user account. And if they start asking for money, that's when you know it's a scam. Don't give out your information, and just be careful around with the internet. So now, in the last few weeks of 2022, I do have a bunch of videos coming up, and I hope to see you guys there. If you want to see my review of a good budget Cine lens for full frame cameras, click on this video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. No,